daf of today has a lot of application to our days since it's dealing with a conversion. The period of time between the final stage of conversion and the time of the recognition of a child, especially if during that process it's a female convert that was pregnant. So we are on page 42, 6 lines from the top of the page. The Mishnah tells us, "V'chen sh'ar kol hanashim," meaning the Mishnah tells us that there is a waiting period. If Yevamot is the one who needs the Levirate marriage, she, in that period, which is between the losing of her husband and the time that she will be Levirate by his brother, surviving brother, there is a waiting period of 3 months. The same applies to all the other women, which is widows and divorcee. They have to wait 3-month period. Bishlama Yevamot Kideka Amaran. We understand, the Gemara said, when it's come to Yevamot, Levirate marriage, since there is an issue in Leviticus 18 that dealing with Isur Eshet Ach, the prohibition against relation with the brother's wife, therefore, if she's pregnant, we understand that there is a problem to do that in the waiting period of 3 months. Ela sh'ar kol hanashim amai. Why, if someone get divorced, someone lost her husband, in a regular case, they need to wait for the second marriage for 3 months period. Amar Rab Nachman Amar Shmuel Mishum de Amar Kra, because, and that's fascinating because we have it in this week's parasha. The Torah said when Hashem promised Abraham in Bereshit, in Genesis chapter 17, Lihiyot lecha le'elukim u'lezaracha acharecha. God said, I will be your Lord, your God, and to your descendants. Rashi tells us that the Shekhinah, the divine providence, rests upon Vadaim, meaning those who know unequivocally, lucidly, clearly, unambiguously, that they are Meyuchasim, they have the lineage. It's clear that they are descendants of Abraham, versus those who is in the question. The She'iltot, the Rav Achai Gaon brought, that is a pasuk in the book of Yechezkel, Ezekiel, chapter 20, verse 38, Uvaroti mikem hamordim vehaposhim bi. So the Gemara in Tractate Sanhedrin, page 20b, said that's applied to those who have a predicament, a quandary, an unclear situation between maybe it's a baby from the first husband who is 9 months old, or the baby is 7 months old from the second one. Lehavchin, to differentiate, to distinguish, ben zar'o shel rishon lezar'o shel sheni. Meaning, by waiting a 3 months period, we clarify the situation, which one this baby, remember this is what's before the DNA anyway. The Torah tells us, Toldotam leveit avotam, the descendants go by the ancestry. You have to tell, even for the sake of the child, who is the father. You don't want to deal with Asufi, with Shtuki. You find in South America a baby in the trash. You know, you're dealing here with a serious matter. Mativ Rava, lefichach, consequently, Rava said, Ger vegiyoret, male or female that convert to Judaism, tzrichin lehamtin 3 chodashim. They have to have a waiting period of 3 months. Hacha, mai lehavchin ika. What exactly they need to understand? So Rashi tells us, ger shenitgayer ve'ishto, a convert and a wife, tzrichim lehamtin 3 chodashim lifrosh ze mize. They cannot have anything under 3 months period. Why? Because previously she was for the best expression, a non-Jewish couple or non-Jewish wife. Now she is a Jewish wife, which is a total different halachic Jewish law status. So the question is, you do not have an issue of first or second husband, why they need to wait 3 months period. הכנה מעיקה להבחין בין זרע שנזרע בקדושה לזרע שלא נזרע בקדושה. Here we need to differentiate between a baby that was born in a state of Judaism, which we use the term of sanctity. Sanctity meaning, since Hashem used the term le'Avraham u'lezaracha acharecha, to you descendants, meaning we have to understand that there is, I'm sorry for that expression, but it's a difference between Muhammad and Abraham, between Christopher and Abraham. It's two different people, even it's one person. So the Netivot, it's a book called Beit Yaakov, he brought the Netivot. He said, it's a famous question, they asked the Chazon Ish, and it was a question with the Chebini Rav. He tried to do Giur Lechumra, and the Chazon Ish disputed, and he said, look, in the heaven it's written that he's Jewish, so why you need to bother with all of that? Take for example the Baalei Tshuva, those who live in the total hefker, total life of everything is allowed, everything is okay. And it was those who have a claim and ask a question, so what do you do now? Do you hold that libam gas bahem, that they have certain relationship that it's... So Tosfot here tells us, Dibur HaMatchil ger v'gioret, Mikan mashma, Tosfot said, the ger mutar begioret, that they can continue, meaning even there are new entities by halacha, ודלא כאוסרים כשנשאה מקודם דלא יחזרו לסורם. It's basically, I think it saw it in the Mordechai. The idea is that they live earlier in a total different way of life. They used to go on the yacht around the bay. They used to go to all kind of things that it wasn't in the spirit of Judaism, right? Now, the issue is there are some concern, the Mordechai said, that they yachzeru lesuram. Since they get used to a certain life, now they change it, it may turn around and they go in a reverse order. So there are those who express some concern, but according to this view, it shouldn't be. Anyway, Rava Amar, Gzera Shema, Rava here pointed out 4 different avenues. And it's important to know because here you see 2 different avenues between the Rashi and the Ritva. Number 1, the reason for the waiting period, Gzera Shema Yisa et Achoto Me'aviv. If a woman married during the 3 months period, we are concerned that if she deliver a baby of the second husband, which is in a way 9 months for the first one, and the concern is that it will be they thinking that it's the baby of the second one, and therefore he will marry the daughter of the first husband from his mother, which is the sister of his father, because the mother said that's the baby from the second one. Now, so Tosfot Rosh said that that's include all the arayot from the father's side. Number 2, veyabem eshet achiv miimo. We also concerned that maybe his mother will deliver to a second husband another son, and he will die childless, God forbid, and therefore this one who's born in the house of the second one come to do ייבום, because he is considered in his view as the brother from his father, and it means that he is basically do ייבום for the wife of his brother from his mother and not from his father, and that's part of the list of chayavei kritot, that the Torah used a very strong term, the Rif said, of that soul shall be cut off. So now he's married daughter of the brother from his mother. Rashi tells us further, וסתם עובדת כוכבים זונה היא, איקה למימר שמא אינו בנו של זה, ונמצא נושא אשת אחיו מאמו. However, the Maharsha said, תלמיד טועה כתבו, the Maharsha disputed Rashi. He said that it's not considered ach meha'av, a brother from the father. Tosfot Yeshanim bring both views. Concern number 3, if I do not know again who is the real father, v'yotzi et imo lashuk, which is if the mother did not deliver a baby to the second husband and he passed, his mother will come to marry someone out without וחליצה, which is basically not her son, because she is considering that it is a matter that he have a son, and it means that she is basically Yevamah. Instead of doing ייבום, she's going out to the shuk. Basically, Rashi tells us, the moment someone giyor, he is convert, katan shenolad dami. It's like a new person born. So in halachic term, it's like no brothers. And basically what you see here, you have 2 chayavei kritut, 2 chayavei lavin. That's according to Rashi. The Ritva go the other way. And he says all the reverse order, because ger doesn't have a brother. As we said, it's also the Maharsha. Anyway, ve'yiftor et yevimto lashuk, which means if he have a brother from the first father and he died childless and is no other brother, so he will not do וחליצה because he will think that he is the last son, and it means that the wife of the first son who need the zikat ייבום marry outside without וחליצה. So in order to avoid all these 4 concerns, the rabbis instituted a period of 3 months, that therefore it will be clarified totally if this baby is the child of the first or the second. Again, remember, it was before the DNA era, it was before the incubator, it was a different period of time, but we can derive a lot of things from that. Mativ Rav Hanania. Bekulan, all this list that we mentioned earlier, אני קורא בהם משום תקנת ערווה. I consider that as part of the institution of ערווה, which is the list of the Ariyot in Leviticus 18. וכאן, here in the list that the sages prohibited in all the other women, משום תקנת vlad, which is to recognize who is this baby belongs to, which is, Tosfot tells us here, all the other Yevamot, I'm concerned, I'm scared in a way. Why? Because you may think that this is a couple that will violate the chayavei kritut, because if she is pregnant and you do not have the mitzvah of ייבום, so it's the eshet ach, the brother's wife, and she's prohibited. Here, if you have zivug rishon or zivug sheni, it's a regular case outside, so you have the issue of velad. You just need to know if this baby, it belongs to the first or the second one. So the whole idea, it's because of the yichus, because of the lineage, not because of the isurim. So you have nafkamina only with the ben, with the child. You don't have nafkamina, you don't have any difference for the couple itself. That's the way Tosfot tells us. Ve'im itakulu. If you tell me all this decree of waiting period for 3 months, mishum takanat erva. So the Gemara said, Hai mishum takanat valad, de lo livga behu erva. So versus others, that it's because of them and the husband themselves that they should not involve with erva. That's the way the Meiri also said. Now we're going further explanation of the 3 months period. Bishlama tamtin shne chodashim vetinase lo, waiting period of 2 months. Everyone understands it's a problem. Why? This is a classical case of the problem. You do not know who is baby comes from. If it's a 7 plus 2 from the first one, or it's a 7 from the second one. The Hainu. So that's a good classical example of Sfeika. Why? Because it's just 2 months. You don't know. איבר 9 לכמה, איבר 7 לבטרה, אלא תמתין חודש אחד ותינשא, is another month period, ואי לשבעה ילדה, if it's a 7 months, Hai bar shiv'a levatrau. This is the 7 months for the second one. Because otherwise, if it's from the first one, it's 8 months. And 8 months, again, this is Talmudic time, before the incubator, etc. Babies not survive. If you read the history of Amadeus, the story of Mozart, so one of the reasons they said at that era people die at their 30s, it's because the whole system was different. So here baby was born 8 months old, he will not be able to survive. So that's the way Gemarrah also elaborates on that on page 80. Anyway, Ve'ilet manaya yalda, if she delivered at 8 months, hai bar tish'a lekamahu. It's the 9 month for the first one, which means if it's the last one, it's 8 months. So it means it's good to wait 1 month period in order to clarify the difference in a question in regards to the legitimacy of the baby and who is that baby from. So why is the need for 3 months? If it's 8 months, you may say that it's from the second one. It may happen that she waited 1 month after she married the second one, and then she got pregnant, which means that the baby was alive because it's 7 months old. So in order to get out of that question, it's not enough to wait 1 month. So the Gemarrah challenged that. How about waiting period of about 10 weeks, 2.5 months? If she delivered the child at the 7th month, hai bar shiv'a levatrahu. Again, it's from the second one, 7 months. Shita ufalga yalda. If it's a 6.5 months, hai bar tish'a lekamahu. It's 9 months for the first one. The I bar batrahu bar shita ufalga lo chaye. Again, 6.5 months will not survive. So it means it's a period. It's enough to wait 2.5 months in order to clarify the question. So again, why you need 3 months? You may say that it's from the second one. This is a Tractate Nida, page 38b. יולדת לתשעה אינה יולדת למקוטעים, meaning that you have to have a full 9 months of 30 days. That's the Gemara over there in Nida. ילדה לשבעה יולדת למקוטעים, which is a not full, שנאמר ויהי לתקופות הימים. That's the famous story of Hannah, the beginning of book of Samuel. מיעוט תקופות 2, מיעוט ימים 2, because Hannah delivered in a 2 different seasons, 2 different times, and therefore it was 6 months and 2 days. It means that a woman can deliver a healthy, in a way, baby or normal baby at the beginning of the 7th month, and therefore baby was born earlier, which is 6.5 months. It can be a 7 months old from the second man, and therefore it is not sufficient to wait 2.5 months in order to be out of that doubt. So they said vetamtin mashehu. Again, maybe she will wait a short time, week or 2 weeks. Tosfot said 3 days, because that's the time for inception, right? Aruch Laner hold vetinase v'chi malu 3 chodashim, when is the completion of 3 months period after the husband no longer among the living, which is women at the early part, especially Talmudic times, they are not sure what's going on. Nowadays we have the ultrasound, etc. But it turns when it's 3 months, they already know that it is a baby. Levodka, so basically they check either to her system, the breast, etc. And if she is pregnant, that's the way the ancient time used to do, it means that that baby is from the first husband, because otherwise it's not completion of 3 months since she got married, because we miss 1 or 2 weeks from that period of time, and therefore it has to say that that's the baby of the second one. So why again we back to square one? Why you need 3 months? אמר רב ספרא, הם בודקים את הנשואות שלא יתגנו על בעליהן. You have to make sure that the interaction, the relationship will keep with shalom bayis, right? The peace in the house. ונבדקה בהילוכה, which means usually the woman that is pregnant, you see the way that they walk, you look at their feet, you do the legs, you see that it's much deeper because the baby is heavy. Again, remember, that's Talmudic time, and Rashi said in that type of checking, she will not be in any manner of degradation or disrespectful from her husband. Amara mi bar Chama, isha mechapa atzma. So what happened is, and I see it in all my family, all the times, when they have a family simcha, you see them having a special clothing, so you don't recognize that they are pregnant, right? David will tell you, he saw it at the wedding of one of my family members. So the other family members, they don't want somehow. כדי שירש בנה בנכסי בעלה. She wants her son from the first husband to inherited the property from the second one. So therefore, she doesn't show that she is pregnant, which means the only way to clarify the question of the fatherhood is by waiting period of 3 months. So far we dealt with safek me'uberet, that we're not sure if it's pregnant. Now we know, we go to the next step, which is the way the Aruch Laner explained that it's beginning of me'uberet, and now it's the nida. Heicha dekimla de me'ubereti tinase. It's clear. Alama Tanya. Lo yisa adam me'uberet chavero umeinek et chavero. So they said a person, so his fellow, she was pregnant from him, or she nursed the baby from him. Ve'im nasa yotzi v'lo yachzir olamit. If you marry her, as we study in page 36b, you cannot keep that marriage. Gzera shema te'aseh ubara sandal. Because if you have now a new baby, the second one is pushing the first one, and it's creating a Talmudic time, it's like sandal, meaning like, how do you say it, like a sandal. Mm-hmm. The first child changed the whole facial expression because it is pushing the second one to the one that it's before. So therefore, the sages prohibited marriage of pregnant woman, meaning from the previous fellow. Ihache didei nami. So even for his own, we should be concerned, because maybe the same sandal situation. And why they limited that prohibition only for one to his fellow? If you follow the one who said on page 12, bemoch, that's the way they use it in a special cloth. Bemoch, ve'ileman damar min hashamayim yirachemu, min hashamayim yirachemu, which means either way you do not have a concern that this baby will be damaged. Hachaname ileman damar bemoch, ileman damar min hashamayim yirachemu, min hashamayim yirachemu. Ela mishum dechasa, which means at the time of the cohabitation he pushed that baby, the husband, and as a result he will basically, Rashi said, lim'ochoto, he scratched him, and therefore that's the issue. Even for his own, if it's his, that's human nature, he cares more. Because people don't intend to kill. The reason is because she is about to nurse the baby after she delivered, and therefore the sages were concerned. 42b, Dilma I Abra, maybe she get pregnant after the delivery. ומעוקר חלבה וקטלה לי. The quality of the milk in her breast will turn to be sour. I don't know if it's a right word, but and therefore it creates a situation that can kill the baby that nurse her, that die of how do you say, deprivation, poverty. Because the Gemarrah said in Ktubot, page 39, that if the milk is not good quality, it can kill the baby. Remember, one of the miracles of Hashem is blood turned to be milk. Anyway, Yached Didenami, his own, so the essential put a decree that the person should not have a cohabitation with a nursing wife. Didei memas mesale bebetzim vechalav, which means that she gave both eggs and milk. So they said, lo yahav labal, maybe the husband not give her because it's not his son. Velid beninei leyoshim. So that woman should ask this expense from the hair of her late husband, the first husband, who is the father of that baby. Amar Abaye, the sages are so smart. Isha bosha lavo lebedin v'oreget et bna. The woman will be so embarrassed to go before the committee of rabbis and sue the heir for the baby, and by force of circumstance the baby will die of the lack of food. The Rambam said different one. The Rambam said that maybe the husband doing the cohabitation damaged the baby. But anyway, the Aruch Laner and others explain it at length. The Nidab Yudai and Even Ezra 18 also explain it at length. The Mishnah said, Achad betulot ve'achad beulot, all of them in the same category. Heini u betulot ve'heini u arusot. How you differentiate between the two, the virgin and the one who engaged? How you find Yevamah that it's also virgin? Only if she is engaged. Heini u beulot ve'heini nusuot. Amar Rav Yudah Achik Amar Achad betulot ve'achad beulot shenit'armelu shenitgrashu ben nisuim ben irusim. Meaning it's all the same category. It's not, we cannot differentiate between them. It's all the same category of the need for a waiting period. Rabbi Elazar lo al lebeit midrash. It's a story. One upon a time, Rabbi Elazar did not come to the house of study. Ashkeche le Rabbi Asi. He met Rabbi Asi. Amar lei, ma yamu Rabbanan bebeit midrasha? What did they study today? Amar le hache amar Rabbi Yochanan halacha ke Rabbi Yossi. Meaning, he allowed the engaged woman to marry immediately, and he was not concerned that maybe they are pregnant from their husbands, and therefore he allowed also to those who married to engage right away. That's, if you remember, we have in the Mishnah the disputation between Tanakam and Rabbi Yehuda and Rabbi Yossi, so etc. So that's basically the Tosfot Yeshanim explaining. So Michlal di Chida'a Palig Alei, which means one Tana disputed Rabbi Yossi, which is Tanakama, that prohibited engaged women even to engage or married, and it's individual view and not the majority. That's the way Rashi said. Ritva not totally agree. Anyway, Ein ve'atanya areisha ita redufa lelech lebet avia, meaning if the married woman used to go to her father's house and live there with her family without the husband, and she was there for a long time before the husband passed, so you for sure not concerned that she is pregnant from him. That's based what we study in Gemara and Uvim, page 47. Or shaya lakas bebeit bala, that means that it was a fight, it was a friction between them, and it was any cohabitation at least 3 months period before his passing. Or shaya bala chavush bebeit asurim, he was in a jail 3 days prior to his passing. Or shaya bala zaken, he was an elderly person, or chole, or is a sick person. Or shayta hi chola, או שהיא פילה אחר מיתת בעלה, or she miscarried after the husband passed, או שהייתה עקרה, meaning, the Uchlaner explained, can be either barren woman or she became barren, או זקנה, או קטנה, או איילונית, או שאינה ראויה ללד, צריכה להמתין 3 חודשים, דברי רבי מאיר. All of them the same category, 3 months period. Rabbi Yehuda disputed and said, no, it's okay, or some said Rabbi Yossi, לארס ולנסה מיד, because he said for sure they're not pregnant. אמר רבי חייא בר אבא, חזר בו רבי יוחנן, and he hold the same as the view that disputed Rabbi Yossi. אמר רבי יוסף, what's the reason that Rabbi Yochanan backed off? אי הדר בי, if he changes mind, ממתניתא דחרמא הדר בי, because on that כרם ביבנה אותה, that bright that he learned and he changes. דתניא אמר רבי ישמעאל בנו של רבי יוחנן בן ברוקה, שמעתי מפי חכמים בכרם ביבנה, every time I study it, my heart is warm, because Yavne was the place of the Sanhedrin, that was after the Chorban of Yerushalayim, and that was called Kerem, the vineyard of Yavne, and it's still Yeshiva of Kerem B'Yavne, and my son-in-law is one of the Magidei Shiurim, and he studied Dayanut, so it gives me a great pleasure to think of that. Anyway, so he said, Kulan, all the list of the women we mentioned earlier, צריכות להמתין 3 חודשים before they marry second time. Therefore, Rabbi Yochanan backed out and hold the way that the sages hold here. אמר לרבי ירמיה לרבי זריקה, כי איילת לקמי דרבי אבאו, רמי לי. When you enter Rabbi Abau asking, מי אמר רבי יוחנן לך כרבי יוסי, ואמר רבי יוחנן לך כסתם משנה, without the name of תנא, ותנען כל הנשים. All those women that we got either a widow or divorce, לא ינסו ולא יתרסו עד שיהיו להם 3 חודשים. Again, 3 months period, אחת בתולות ואחת בולות, makes no difference if they are virgin or married, if they are divorced or widows, if they full marry or engage, which means you have here a regular Stam Mishnah that disputed Rabbi Yossi. How come Rabbi Yochanan hold against that? Amar lei derama lacha, whoever asks you this, which is Rabbi Yirmiyah, lochash lekimchei, lochash lekimchei. So I have in my book, we don't have the time, Birak Lomar Berashi, I elaborate on that, what exactly he meant. It's based on what we study in Pesachim 84. But anyway, it's a using of euphemism, using of allegorical term, that he wasn't careful of what he said. Stam, ואחר כך מחלוקתי. ואין הלכה כסתם. You don't go by the stam. By the way, the Mukhe Yosef al-Meiri explain in the general rule, ואין הלכה כסתם. דאמר רב פאפא ויתם רבי יוחנן, מחלוקת ואחר כך סתם, הלכה כסתם. סתם ואחר כך מחלוקת, אין הלכה כסתם. And in Mitzvah Shem, the next session we elaborate on that.
Poyachem leshuloim malachai yeshuloim malachai